an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
All right, world famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO FM in Jessup for this first day of March, Monday morning. We appreciate you waking up and tuning in with the big dog here on 105.5 FM in Jessup. 8 minutes after 8 o'clock, and good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
You settled back in after that trip up to Atlanta, broadcasting three games?
It was a good trip. Had a good time.
Had a good time?
Yeah,
a good time was had by all.
I had a good time. Those guys at Parkview treated me pretty good, so had a good time up there.
Well, good. Listening to the game on Saturday afternoon, you were saying the sun was starting to come out, and it was 70 degrees. It was like 83 here.
That's what Jonathan told me.
It's like 83 here, and you're just happy as can be. It's finally 70 there in Atlanta, and we're sitting down here sweating.
I didn't realize it was that warm. It was a nice day yesterday, too, here in Wayne County.
Yeah, very nice day. Today's going to get up to about 80. Seasons do that. Spring's fixing to come up. And that always teases, the upcoming season always teases us, and then it goes back to the regular season for 2 or 3, 4 weeks, and then, the new season weather comes in. So today, high of 80, but tomorrow, upper 50s. So the rest of the week will be more seasonable temperatures for the rest of the week here in Southeast Georgia. So
just amazing. We're already in March. Where did those 2 months go?
We flew right on by. March 1st, 2021. High today of 80, tomorrow upper 50s, Wednesday around 61, and then the sun returns. It's going to be, a little sun this morning, but it's going to be becoming mostly cloudy today, and then sunny on Thursday with a high near 67, and then 63 on Friday. So 50s and 60s the rest of the week here in Southeast Georgia after today.
March Madness right around the corner. Braves baseball right around the corner. April 1st, first day. The Masters in like the second week of April as well.
Right.
A lot of stuff coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, we'll have coverage on all that. We'll have all the Atlanta Braves, most all the Atlanta Braves baseball games right here on 105.5 FM, beginning with the first game on April 1st, and then we'll have updates on the Masters right here on 105.5 FM, and of course on our sister station, Fox Sports Radio, 1370 AM The Buzz, WLOP, all sports talk all the time. We'll keep you updated basically minute to minute on the Masters once it begins. I love listening to AM 1370, The Buzz, WLOP each day, to all the different hosts, Clay Travis and Dan Patrick and Jim Rome and Rich Eisen and Chuck Oliver and all the gang there on Fox Sports Radio, 1370 AM The Buzz.
Unfortunately, Tiger won't be there. It was nice to see all those golfers this past weekend wearing the Tiger red on Sunday.
Yeah, wearing that red shirt.
You can tell a lot of golfers had a lot of respect for him. Appreciate all the money he brought to the tour. And I said they're all making millions by finishing 20th. You don't have to win.
You don't have to win.
Just finishing the top 20, you're living a good life on the PGA Tour.
Okay. It's amazing. You got millions of golfers out there to be the top 20 basically in the world. That still takes a lot of talent. A lot of talent.
It does, but it's amazing you don't have to win.
You don't have to win to get the big bucks. You can still make a decent living out there, hitting that little white ball up and down the fairway there and putting it in that little hole. But heck of an accident by Tiger. He's fortunate to only have the injuries he has, according to some of the medical experts or law enforcement. Really, the law enforcement said that from the way that he went off the side of the road and the Genesis SUV looked and everything.
Really don't know. Whether or not he's going to get back to playing,
Well, you don't know. You really don't. You don't know how all this. You got pins and screws and rods in his leg there. You don't know how all that's going to be. Yeah. He's not going to be able to go through the metal detector at the airport anymore. That ain't going off. He's going to have to show him his card. I got screws and a rod in my leg. Here's my card. Hopefully he'll have a speedy recovery, and we wish him the best.
Yeah. And let's hope.
Let's hope.
Be interesting. It's amazing. They were talking about 82 wins on the PGA Tour. Second place is Phil Mickelson with 42, and he's over 50 years old. So I think his record's kind of safe.
Yeah, I think so.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
82, and the second place guy has 43, and that's Phil Mickelson.
Tiger has 82?
82
wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the PGA Tour.
On the PGA Tour. Nicholson still has the most majors. and most likely will continue with that.
Nicholas, not Mickelson.
Did I say Nicholas? I thought I said Nicholas. Nicholas, Jack Nicholas. Nicholas has the most majors. And looks like he will, debate whether, Tiger's comeback, but he's had so many back surgeries, and now this accident is going to be difficult for him to be able to pass Jack Nicklaus when it comes to majors.
Especially if we don't even know if he's going to be able to play.
You don't even know if he's going to be able to play. Yeah, you don't know. You just don't know.
He's probably just hoping he can just go out and play with his son.
I know.
I don't think he's going to play.
And walk decently again without, a limp and all that kind of stuff.
But he's lucky to be alive after that accident.
Yeah.
I said that vehicle. I understand that vehicle is a hot selling vehicle now.
Yeah, because it protected him. There's some talk about maybe he fell asleep from the way that looked like that he didn't respond quickly to something, and then maybe he had dozed for a second or two.
Right. There's no skid marks, so that probably makes sense. Or unless something went in front of him. I don't know if I'm sure they had a chance to talk to him by now. So I'm sure
they've been talking to him. But he says he doesn't remember. He does not remember the accident at all. Not at all.
Yeah, it was early in the morning. So I'm like you, probably just dozed off.
He had a very busy schedule that weekend, and could have just dozed off. And it don't take long if you're traveling along 60 miles an hour and you're out for just a couple of seconds. You've gone a long way, And then you wake up and maybe you over respond and. You don't know. We don't know. It's just that heck of a crash to only have the injuries that he had.
Right.
Okay. And you said the girls' competition cheerleading team did good this weekend in state action, right?
Finished in the top 5, number 4. Lee County won it again. They combined 6A and 7A together, or 5A and 6A together.
Oh, okay.
So, I think 13 teams competed. They finished in the top 5, number 4.
Okay.
That was a report from the GHSA website.
All right, well, good. Oh, way to go, girls.
I think the soccer teams won over Warner Robins, but we didn't get any report on the scores, so that's why we don't have them. So I don't know what's happened to the soccer teams. They normally pretty good about sending those scores in, but I didn't see them this weekend.
Yeah. No, I have to talk to the coaches and say, hey, we'll give the teams publicity. All you got to do is just email the information in to us. Easy as I don't know what.
Can't report what I don't get. So.
That's right. Can't report what we don't get. And there's too many sports for you to get all of them. And all they have to do is just email them in to you after the events.
Right. The golf team had a good showing. So down in Camden, St. Mary's. So they finished 4th as well. So
they finished 4th?
4th place.
Okay, how many teams?
I'm sorry,
I thought you said 5th.
5th, right.
Yeah, 5th. They placed 5th,
shot,
just like,
one shot behind Lowndes County. That's right. So,
Glen Academy winning that. They just always have a strong golf team there at Glen Academy.
And Glen will be here tomorrow for the match here at home. His brother, Glenn Brantley, coming to Wayne County on Tuesday.
Okay, so 4 teams playing tomorrow out there at Pine Forest, huh?
Wait a minute.
90% chance of showers tomorrow.
So our forecast didn't look good.
60% tonight and 90% tomorrow and tomorrow night. So I wouldn't bank on it, Bob. 90% chance, pretty much. It's going to be raining, but, have that 10%, maybe not.
At least we'll get a baseball game in the day.
Yeah, we should. It's 50%. It's 50% this afternoon, 50%. Well, now they've changed it back again. They go. I wish they'd make up their mind. 40% this afternoon, and then 60% tonight. Okay. We enjoyed this beautiful weather we had over the last few days of the sunshine and the 80s. I'm sure a lot of people probably went out to the river and to the coast and everything on Saturday. It was just a gorgeous day on Saturday. And winter weather will return tomorrow for the rest of the week, upper 50s to low to mid 60s the rest of the week here in southeast Georgia with rain tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then sunshine back on Thursday.
Stephen Meeks says he's going to call in around 8:15 this morning. So
yeah, usually we have Monday with Meeks, and Stephen had a meeting about around 8 o'clock, and he was hoping to be just a 15-minute meeting, and he could get to us here for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. We'd love to have a state representative, Stephen Meeks, on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, and hopefully he can get out of that meeting and at least be with us for 10 or 15 minutes or so. Tell us what's going on up there in Hotlanta at the legislative session.
We have confirmed District Attorney Keith Higgins is going to join us this Friday on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, so looking forward to that.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll get in touch with the new superintendent this week, hopefully get him in on Thursday this week. So, like I said, I'm sure he's back at work today, so we'll contact him and see what day is good for him.
He's going around with Dr. Brinson today, Jay Brinson today through the rest of the month, and then he'll be taking over toward the end of the month or 1st of April, somewhere along there.
1st day of April.
1st day of April, okay. and the new school superintendent here in Wayne County, taking over on April 1st. He's on the job learning right now for the rest of the month. So he's going to show them the ropes. He's going to get out there and meet and greet and meet everyone and tell them, I guess, talk to them and just say, hey, here I am. And we look forward to having the district attorney on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show on Friday. He'll be in the studio with us on Friday. Is that right?
Yeah, he'll be in the studio.
In the studio with us on Friday. Here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Hopefully, Stephen Meeks, State Representative Meeks, will call in any moment now. I keep looking at the phone because I don't know why I'm looking at it. I can hear it as quick as I can see. I can't see it ring. Yeah. We try to set Stephen up on Zoom, and he hasn't done that yet. The only one that's really done Zoom so far has been State Representative Bill Werkheiser. We haven't been able to get Stephen Meeks or Senator Blake Tillery, Tuesdays with Tillery, to do Zoom yet, but Bill Werkheiser's done pretty good so far each Wednesday with Wednesdays with Werkheiser on Zoom. A lot better audio quality when we do it that way.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, sounds real good. A lot better than a phone call, but sometimes they're not in front of a computer and don't have Zoom set up on that computer. I remember the last time that Stephen Meeks called in. He was in his office down there at the farm, so he wasn't around the computer where he could do anything. And so we're just waiting to see if Stephen calls in or zooms in. Zoom in, is that a term? Do you zoom in?
Check with Johnson on the computer side.
Is that a verb already after people have been using it for the past year so much?
I have no idea.
I'm zooming in. So many Zoom meetings going on today. Lots of them.
I have no idea how to do that.
Neither do I. I don't even know if I've seen Bill Werkheiser on there, but I haven't done a face-to-face anybody with Zoom. Yeah. When we have our Georgia Association of Broadcaster quarterly meetings, I don't do Zoom. I just do the phone call thing. Because I have it on my speaker on my cellular phone. So while I'm participating in the board meeting, I'm also doing other things too. Where if I was on Zoom, I'd have to be right there in front of the computer.
Rotor had their plunge. If they would known the weather was that good Saturday, they might have moved it to Saturday. Because I heard it was kind of cold in that water on Friday.
Well, that's the reason why they call it a polar plunge, Bob. It's not supposed to be a sauna. It's a polar plunge.
I saw some pictures. They look awfully cold.
I'm sure they were. That's the reason why. Polar plunge, you think cold. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Go ahead.
We got Stephen Meeks on the phone. Stephen, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you today?
Doing good. Again, we appreciate you taking time. I know you're busy, but the big story, of course, is the teachers being able to get the vaccine on Thursday, or March the 8th. I'm not sure if that's Thursday. No, March 8th is the day. So how does that work? Do they have to sign up like everybody else, or tell us how that's going to work with all the teachers being able to get the vaccine on that date?
Yes, sir. The governor announced, and I tried to zoom in, Butch, for some reason it's not working on my end. But after we conclude this, and sometime today, I need to figure out what's going on and see why it's not connecting.
Yeah, I saw your name keep flashing up there, so I thought maybe you were trying, because you kept saying Stephen Meeks, then go away to Big Dog Country and Stephen Meeks. So maybe we can get it worked out for next Monday.
Absolutely, and we do Zoom meetings every day, so I don't know why it's not connecting, but we will make sure we get that squared away.
Okay.
But yes, the governor announced, I guess, the 25th, that effective March the 8th, that all educators and school staff and public and private schools will be eligible to receive the vaccine. And we did learn late last week that the Microsoft has finally is finally ready to launch the scheduling system for Georgia, and it's been my sense that that rollout will happen beginning this week. I believe for our area it will be the 5th of March when that scheduling system rolls out. So I would just recommend looking for that system, and we'll get the website out once it is available. To go online and register and or contact the local health departments. But my sense is it'll be through that central scheduling system that the teachers will be asked to do that in order to receive the vaccine, which is extremely important given the important role they play in our communities and educating our children.
And I saw where Johnson & Johnson has the one-shot vaccine. That's going to become available. How's that going to change things? Is that going to help us?
Right. That was made available, I guess, approved last week by the department or the CDC, and we should be, I think the last number I saw, we should be receiving somewhere around 83,000 of those doses. Again, that is a one-dose shot, so it prevents obviously having to go back and get the second one. So they're looking at approximately 83,000 of those doses coming in the first week. So that'll be a huge help in trying to get more Georgians vaccinated as we continue to battle the COVID-19 virus. We're looking at right now 82% of the doses that have been shipped have been administered. So we're continuing to move along and getting everything out in terms of what we've received and those that have been administered. And greatly appreciate all those who are involved in that effort. It's a huge undertaking, and greatly appreciate all the partners, Department of Public Health and others who are assisting in that effort.
And what else is going on up there in Atlanta? What else do we need to be aware of? What's happening this week? Anything?
A couple of things that today we'll have elections bill in the House, on the House floor. There's a couple of different versions out there. There'll be a substitute today that is brought forth. So we'll probably be tied up most of the day on the elections reform bill, just in making sure that we reinstill some confidence in our system and making sure that every vote is counted. That every legal vote is counted, and making sure that we continue to build that confidence that has eroded over the past several months. But we'll have that today. One thing I would like to mention that we did in appropriations last week. You may remember that on the ballot we had a constitutional amendment that would require the state to use fees collected for the dedicated purpose in which they're collected. Some of you may know that when fees are collected from across the spectrum from different programs, that we occasionally use those fees to do other things to help balance the budget. And Georgia's overwhelmingly approved the constitutional amendment that requires us to use them for the purpose in which they were collected. And a couple of those, one of those is a solid waste trust fund. You have the hazardous waste trust fund and a host of others. So the Appropriations Committee last week took up legislation that would enable those fees to start being used for the purposes in which they're collected. So I anticipate that'll be coming up as well pretty quickly to the House floor to make sure we get that done per the vote of the constitutional amendment last fall.
How many days are we in this session? How many days left? Do you know?
We are at 25 today, I believe.
Okay, and it's a 40-day session. Is that correct?
Right, that is correct.
How close are we to crossover day?
Crossover day, let me grab, I got it right here. Let's see, crossover day will be on March the 8th, so we're quickly approaching it. Let's see. Yeah, March 8th will be crossover day, Monday, March 8th. So it's not far off, and today we are at day 20, 24, 25. So it won't be long, and we're scheduled to sign it down on March the 31st on Wednesday. It'll be day 40. So that's the current adjournment resolution, which takes us through the end of this session.
All right. Well, the good news is the session's still in full swing. Like I said, last year at this time, y'all were headed home. So, so far so good. How about the COVID situation? What's the latest up there in the legislature? Are you hearing much more positive cases, or is it kind of slowed down, or where are we at?
It has slowed down. We had a few cases to pop up last week, but we're still running. Last I talked to the HR manager here for the House of Representatives or for the General Assembly, we're at less than 2%. But we had a couple to pop up last week and tested positive. But so far, which has been kind of the challenge with my schedule, and I do apologize for that, is we've had to space out committee meetings and do them earlier in the day and in the week. to accommodate for Zoom meetings, as we were talking about earlier. So we're having to finagle that, and so the committee meetings are getting stacked on top of each other. But we're doing pretty well. We continue to social distance and be spread out and avoid large groups, as we have said all along, and the good practice we're asking everybody to do, and mask up, and we're just looking forward to hopefully one day resuming session where whatever the new normal may look like, we certainly look forward to that day.
Right. Have you had many guests up there during the session? You're talking to Blake, and Bill said people can come up there and visit. So have you had many people come up to visit this year?
Not many at all. We've had just a few. I know I've got a couple folks coming up next week for a meeting, but it's been very few. Folks can still come, but the crowds in the hallways are significantly less than what they usually are. Today's Peanut Butter and Jelly Day at the Capitol, and y'all may remember our folks from the Georgia Peanut Commission come up and grill peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which they will do today, but they'll be over in Twin Towers. So I don't know how that's going to work out for them. Hopefully we'll have members to get by and say hello to them and grab a PB&J. But it's things like that we're doing significantly different. Many of the dinners or the receptions that have been held over at the train depot, none of those have taken place this year. Savannah Day and Okie Pinokie occasions and those types of things just didn't happen this year.
Okay.
But there are a few people coming up. I saw a couple of school groups last week, maybe about 15 or so kids that came up on a bus and did a tour of the Capitol, but not able to really get into the chamber to watch the proceedings, since we have members sitting up in the gallery and around room 341. So hopefully we can get back to a new normal, and where folks feel comfortable coming and interacting with us on a daily occasion.
Sounds good. What about the security? Is the security lessened any, or is it still as tight?
It has a little bit. Some of the troopers that had been here, the SWAT teams and others, they're not here currently. Construction on the fence continues. They've got the concrete poured. The physical fence hadn't started going up yet, but that has progressed. And of course, with the weather we've had, it may have delayed it somewhat. But they've got the concrete poured, and they're beginning to clean up around the Capitol. The Capitol grounds have been messed up pretty bad with the equipment coming in, and the grass is all torn up. So hopefully they'll get it reconstructed and get it put back together before too long. But I don't see it happening before we adjourn. But they are making some progress on that. But it's troopers are still a huge presence around here during the week, but it's not as much as it was when we first convened this year.
And we ask this question all the time, and you hear from your constituents what's on their mind. What are you hearing from them during this session?
Well, we're hearing now. It's picked up a little bit. We're beginning to hear a lot about the constitutional amendment that we had and the dedicated funds. That's been a hot topic. Obviously, election reform has been on the minds of a lot of people, and so those are the big things. And we continue to hear from constituents that need assistance with Department of Labor and unemployment benefits that may not have received yet. So those things continue to be on the minds of Georgians, and we appreciate hearing from each and every one of them as we work through this session.
Okay, Stephen. Again, we appreciate you calling in. I know you're busy, but we'll take any time we can get. Hopefully,
I appreciate y'all.
We'll get you back in the studio.
Apologize, I didn't get what I was calling last Monday, but we'll try to make sure that continues to happen from here on out. And thank you for your time and the opportunity to come in and opportunity to call in and visit with you. And look forward to coming in when we get back home and in the studio visiting with you.
That sounds good. We appreciate it again, and you stay safe in Atlanta.
Great. Thanks so much. I'll take care.
Take care, Stephen. All right, State Representative Stephen Meeks right here on Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. Bob, anything else on your mind this morning here on the show?
Just hopefully the weatherman cooperates. We can get that game in today. I said you're worrying me about that.
Well, it's 40% this afternoon and 50%, 60% tonight. So, You
hit or
just
miss.
never can tell. You never can tell.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Keep our finger crossed. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, by O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial, and by Murphy Builder Supply.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.